Hey, this is She Strong series presented by She Marketplace. My name is Vera Wang.
I'm Joshua T. Berglund.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Today we have a very special guest. She speaks 7 languages. She's an inventor. She's an actor. She's a model. She's a philanthropist. And most of all, a great mom. And this girl is Conchita Leeflang. So good to have you today.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Merci.
How did you speak so many languages? Tell us more.
I'm an ambassador's daughter. So,
Okay.
Ambassador's daughters comes together with traveling and living in different countries.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. And I have lived in several different countries, and my main language is Dutch.
Okay.
Yes. So I've learned French in Belgium, and then Italian in Italy, and
Wow.
so on. Yeah.
That's amazing. And also your daughter, she speaks quite a few languages as well, right?
Yes,
Is
she's learning. She speaks English,
Uh-huh.
knows a little bit of Dutch. She
Yeah.
still hasn't picked it up that well, and she speaks French and
Yeah.
is learning Chinese.
Mandarin,
Wow.
actually,
Mandarin.
right?
Mandarin. I can be her tutor.
There you go. Oh my
You speak
goodness.
Mandarin?
Of course,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yes.
speak fluent Mandarin. I read and write fluent Mandarin
Yeah,
as well.
she does too. She just
Yeah.
writes it, and sometimes she sees things on a restaurant. She goes,
Yeah.
"Mommy, this means," and she tells me.
Yeah.
She's the one who taught me, "你好吗?"
There you
你
go.
好的.
And she's only 8 years old, right?
Yeah. No, she's 10 now.
Oh, she's 10. She's 10.
She's 10.
Yeah.
She's 10. She
She's
grew.
becoming a little woman.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. No pun
She
intended.
is.
No.
Yes, she's such a little woman. Yes.
That's awesome. So, what memories jumped out when we think about your childhood?
I grew up in politics. So my
Yeah.
father was a minister of internal affairs and
Yeah.
justice, and
Yeah.
then he became a temporary prime minister,
Yeah.
and then an ambassador. So
Yeah.
my childhood was basically very isolated and
Yeah.
not isolated, both of them, because
Yeah.
they still tried for me to just walk and run in the streets and still play with my friends and everything.
Yeah.
But I lived through a coup d'etat.
Yeah.
Yes,
What does that
was-
mean?
Coup d'etat is when somebody tries to take over the country. Yes, and I lived through that. Yes.
Oh my
I was a
gosh.
kid. We had to flee the house and everything. Yes.
Wow.
So that is part of my childhood. And then also we moved to Brussels, to Belgium,
Yeah.
and my brother and I were the only black kids in the whole school.
Wow.
The whole school, not just class, the whole school.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and it was beautiful. They treated us like royalty.
Really?
Yes, and
That's amazing.
it is amazing because there's a lot of racism in Belgium, a lot. And
Yeah.
we also ignored the ones that didn't.
Yeah.
That's why it was beautiful, because we
Right.
ignored it because it wasn't really part of us.
right.
Because Belgian people are direct. If they don't like you, they don't like you.
They will
avoid
tell you to your face.
That's it. They will tell you to your face, and they will avoid you.
Wow.
Growing up, what was the biggest, the takeaway, like growing up in that setting as being an ambassador's daughter?
Yes.
What is the most important life lesson that stuck with you from childhood to now that you still apply to your life?
Dignity.
dignity?
Yes.
I love that one.
Honor.
Honor.
Honesty.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah.
I've never heard my dad curse one day in his life.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
uh-huh.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dad is one of the most honorable people I know.
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
Yes, and it's like for him, that is the most important thing to him,
Yeah.
is
yeah.
be an honorable person.
Love it.
And that's how everybody still knows it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to go back to the racism comment
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you're talking about. Growing up, even because I know people experience racism here in America as well,
Yeah.
but overseas, like how did your parents teach you how to deal with that?
I love that.
Okay, you know what's really funny? When I grew up in Suriname, I did not know racism.
Okay.
And Suriname is the most diverse country you will ever find in South America. It is.
Yeah.
Because it has
Okay.
every race, white, black, Asian, Indonesian, everything.
Yeah.
But the only difference was there, it's classism. So if you have a lot of money, if everything is, they don't discriminate you, but if you're poor, they discriminate you.
I see.
So that's what I grew up with. So that's the difference, but it's not different. You know, it's horrible.
Okay.
But
okay.
so I didn't know racism. So I didn't know my color could be challenged, or my color could be seen as you're less.
Yeah.
Even though, for example, the people from the
Wow.
interior were Indians, and then you have the blacks that basically still look like they just came there from Africa.
Wow.
So, but discrimination among my family and friends, no. I mean, it wasn't really, I don't remember any of it.
Right.
The moment I moved to Belgium,
Yeah.
I started to know what it was,
Yeah.
because in school it was okay, but sometimes there was something like black peat. Black peat is where they paint their faces black, and it's like a Christmas thing, like in the beginning of December. And that's my first confrontation with racism, even though we also had something like black peat in Suriname.
Yeah.
But it's eliminated there now.
Wow. This is in Belgium.
This is in Belgium, yeah.
So I'm curious, when did you move to the United States?
I moved here, I moved to like 26 years ago.
Okay. So my question is, did you feel any differences?
In California?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I felt so good in California.
Right.
And when I moved to California,
yeah,
I'm like, hey, you know, you don't pay attention to it either, but you see that people just embrace you. You have your friends, they embrace you, you just all live together.
Yeah.
And that's how I lived here the whole, past years and all that.
Yeah.
So I never really felt it.
How do you, so it's one thing with just being a woman and everything a woman has to overcome to make her place in the world.
Yes.
But then being a minority.
Yes.
Like, how do you, I would imagine that has to make you angry, sad, it's a mix of emotions, but how do you rise above that?
Yeah, it is a mix of emotions. And I think my daughter makes me rise above that.
Oh, wow.
Because then I look at her and I'm like, she's both.
Yeah.
My daughter is black and white.
Yeah.
And I look at her, I'm like, you know what? You were created by both. So,
yeah, I'm
not going to be put down by any of you.
Right, exactly.
Of your,
Yeah.
So I have thick skin, so I feel that I can really handle it.
Yeah.
Because I seriously look at those people and I feel like you are pitiful.
Exactly.
You have so many issues, and I hope you can work around it.
Exactly.
Because I don't have that.
Yeah. So what, like when you are down, we all have up and downs, especially someone who's so successful as you. You probably went through more failures than anybody else out there. So what keeps you going? Like when you're down, what makes you get back up and keep fighting?
To be honest, I would say, because I know that people went through more failures than I did. So to be honest, I'm not going to say, oh my God, I went through so many failures, because I've gone through more successes than failures.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not going to be like the pitiful one.
Failure is a wrong word. I would say downs, right? The valleys, the hurdles.
I have, hurdles. I have had many hurdles.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I just keep on thinking about the people who have succeeded.
Yes.
And I think about how far they've become.
Right.
And I know that they also had to go through hurdles, because the road is never straight. It always goes like that. And I just told myself, I won't give up until giving up is the last thing I have to do. But I mean, until I have to go through hell to, but I will not give up. And I just cannot give up.
Never,
especially when it's
give up.
Something that I know can be done.
Yep.
And it's a realistic dream.
Yep.
Don't give up. I mean, it's just hard work. Everybody has to work hard, or has to go through, some challenges sometimes.
Exactly.
And then some people, everything is just given to them, but the satisfaction of saying, like, I did it. I went through so much help to get here.
There you go.
It's just bittersweet.
Who instilled that value into you?
My parents. Yep. My mom and dad.
Back to what we just discussed again, right?
Absolutely.
So you build a really solid foundation growing up with a strong family ties and family values.
Absolutely. Yep. And also, I'm going to tell you, my brothers. I have 4 brothers, and they made me very confident. They made me very strong. So I hope you understand what I mean.
Oh, I understand what you mean. So that's how you've managed to stay single all these years and just wait for the right one.
Absolutely.
Where everybody else is just dating
they
anybody
just
they can.
jump on everybody they can jump on. No, sometimes it's just okay to just focus on something else if you don't have the right one. You know, I mean, to me, that is extremely important.
That's an empowered women right there.
Absolutely. It's okay to just say no. And, you know, like,
So who are your role models growing up? You mentioned you see other people succeed, and you know, they are your role models. Who are your top few role models?
okay, so always the same, Tina Turner. She's
Tina Turner.
yes, and she's not. I don't know. You know, it's not an entrepreneur. You know, has a product or anything, but she's her product, and she has shown the world that with ups and downs, she still stood strong.
So how, like you were in entertainment industry, but then you became an inventor.
Yes.
So how does that journey look like?
I will always be an entertainer. I'm still
Right.
a singer, and I will still do anything entertainment, you know, but I just have a love for business,
Yes.
and I have a love for cosmetics,
Yes.
and especially a love for lashes.
Mm.
I have been wearing lashes for years. I'm not saying it.
I've known you for 6 years and I still don't even know.
So so it was the most natural thing for me to get into. And but I will always be an entertainer. If you ask me to stop everything but just pick one, I'll be on stage singing and dancing and entertaining.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Love your songs, and they are powerful as well.
Thank you.
You know, the message in your songs are really, really powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love your music.
How did you come up with the idea for the Lash App and Curl?
Okay, so first I was selling lashes, and but the problem everybody had is I can't apply them. It's so difficult and blah blah. So you know, people really had a hard time.
Yep.
And me too. I also had a hard time. So I was always going and laying down for like hours so they can put it for me, or the ones that you do one by one, but it takes forever.
It
So-
costs a lot of money too.
Costs a lot of money. Costs so much money. And so I started looking online, how can I help my clients, you know, to apply it easier? And I talked to my cousin one night, and I was showing her that I had like a little plastic thing that I put the lash on so you can hold it in front of your eye and see how it looks. Oh, it's all cute. And then she said, yeah, but you were looking for something to apply lashes. You can't apply lashes like that. I said, no, but, and then all of a sudden I stopped and I said, wait, yes, you can. So I started taking every metal piece in my house I put together. My own applicator at that time looked horrible. And then I sent a picture to my cousin. I said, wait, there is no applicator that basically has a 90-degree for people to do it easier, because my eyesight isn't as good as other people's eyesight. So
Right.
this just beats one, how do you call it? One fly? No, one, I don't know how to say it. But this just solves two problems. That's what it is.
One stone,
Kill-
two birds.
Yeah, kills,
Yeah.
what is it? Kills a
One
bird.
stone kills two birds. Two birds.
Sturge.
Something stone and birds.
That's so bad. How do I not
Absolutely.
kill two birds with one stone?
There you go.
Yeah, there.
So basically for people...
I thought we were intelligent.
Yeah, right?
I don't know how intelligent that statement is, actually.
Actually, right? I know, right? It
Why would you want to
makes
kill two
sense.
birds anyway?
With one stone. I know. So let's just say it solved two problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I realized it solved two problems, because when you wear glasses, there are no applicators there for people who wear glasses. Everything you do, you have to just put your hands in front of your eyes, and you know, everything is close to the eyes, like your fingers. And also you have to, most of the time you have to close your eyes. With my applicator, you can open your eyes, really look, even if you have glasses on, it's 90 degrees, and you can really look, basically move it. And the last part of the applicator that opens basically closes up until the last piece of your lash. When it's just a tweezer, it opens up and it closes. So you put it and you open, but then there is the other pieces that are still like, you know, So all that was popping in my head, how to create it, and it was all being created in basically 1 or 2 days.
Wow.
I started thinking about how it could be best developed, and I came up with one that is lighter plastic. It is a FDA approved plastic, so it's a material that will not hurt your eyes or if it comes on your skin. And and I came up with the lash up and curl because I also wanted something that can curl your own lashes, so it has an attachment
pending, right?
Yes, it's patent pending, and you can remove the applicator and use it as a curler, so it's 2-in-1.
Awesome. Can't wait to check it out.
Yeah. I'm excited to see you try it.
Yes, I'd love to.
What's the one lesson, because you took this from idea to distribution. Looking at it now, and it's hard to look back at life and say, hey, I wish I could change this. But if there's something that you learned that you would do different towards your next invention, what would it be?
It's so hard to say because now I know the steps better because I went through the hard way.
Yeah.
By finding things out and finding it out the hard way. Like the first mold I made was made in aluminum. And that means I spent all that money to make a mold, but if my product doesn't come out the way I want it, that means I have to throw it out. It means it's in the garbage. So the first mold, it was a disaster. The second mold I made, they made a lot of mistakes. It was just another disaster. Oh my God, that company was just horrible because they kept on making me think they can change it when they already know that they don't know how to.
Wow.
Then I brought that same mold to a company who fixed it completely and made it how I wanted it. And that's the company I work with now. And they're here in the United States. It's an American-made product. Yes, we're making it right here, California.
I know you are a big philanthropist.
Yes.
What kind of impact you want to make in this world? So first of all, tell us what kind of nonprofit are you involved right now?
Okay, so there's several ones.
Okay.
One is Free A Go. Free A Go is a Dutch nonprofit.
Okay.
And it frees girls that are enslaved.
Okay. Is it sex trafficking?
Sex trafficking, yes.
Okay. Oh wow.
And yes, so the Elton Johns Foundation, that's why to me it's one of the most powerful foundations because of their transparency, and you see where everything is going, and you see growth, you see people changing, you see lives changing.
Right.
You see that people can finally basically live with HIV because they are educated and they take their medication, and you have to understand somebody, it's really strange to say, but do you know that somebody living with HIV has a better chance of not giving it to you than you don't know. If you don't know you're sleeping with somebody, you don't know if they have it, they have a bigger chance of giving it to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because somebody living with HIV and taking their medication and it becomes almost undetectable, they can almost not transmit it to you anymore. So that's why the Elton John AIDS Foundation, why they fought it so hard, they work with scientists. It's again with science. You know what I'm saying? And then the other one is the Global Gift Foundation. That is with Alina Peralta and Maria Bravo and Eva Longoria.
Wow.
That foundation is an extraordinary foundation because they support different other foundations.
Wow.
And that's why to me it's also a very strong foundation, and it's something that has helped everybody. Women, men, children.
Or even trafficking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do they empower women?
Because they do a lot of women empowerment events where they have women who have been successful or women who have been around doing other philanthropic work to come and speak to other women who want to learn. And you can see the women in the room just sitting there like, wow, I can do that too. I feel strong. I feel empowered. So,
That's amazing.
They use their resources to elevate anyone that they come in contact with to work with.
Right.
It's really cool strategy.
Yes.
Amazing.
Really is.
Amazing.
In fact, I wish more nonprofits took that approach because it's a collaborative. If we work together, we're going to help more people than just trying to do it on their own.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what She Marketplace is all about.
Absolutely.
We want to build this hub, this community where women entrepreneurs can really come together. Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
And you're proof too, as a single parent,
There you go. Yeah,
business owner, you're still doing your quote unquote responsibilities.
Absolutely.
I can't think of a better word. I mean, you're a mom before you're anything else.
Anything else.
Yet at the same time, you're running an international business.
yeah.
You're still making your appearances.
Yeah.
And all that. So
beautiful.
it's for, absolutely. But there's a lot of women and young girls out there that, maybe they've had an unexpected pregnancy at 15, 16 years old, that they believe that I can't have a life now. I can't work. I can't do this. They tell themselves those stories. Can you speak to the young women out there that maybe became a parent a little young and they're raising a child on their own?
Yeah.
Can you speak to their dreams
Yes.
as a single mother?
Absolutely. Okay. Especially if they're 15, 16. Oh my God, they have a life in front of them. A long life. They have to focus on their kid as well. But that doesn't take away that they can still go to school, they can still study, and they can still become whatever they want.
There you go. I truly believe that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you wrote a book with your daughter as well, right?
Yes, I'm also an author.
Yes, published author. Yeah, we would
Yeah.
love to have your book on She Marketplace. I
Yeah.
think it will be a gift to all of our moms and
Yes.
daughters out there.
Yes.
What kind of legacy or impact you want to leave to this world for the upcoming years? I know you're going to continue to support all the nonprofits you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Are there anything else on your list? What's your priority?
A legacy. Okay. I'm from a small country in South America. And a lot of the kids there, a lot of the young girls, they don't think that they can achieve anything. They think like, okay, we have to work, make money, live, die, and that's it. So I want to make sure that every kid in the world, it doesn't matter what small country, what small village, what small place you're coming from, if you think big, it can all become big.
Wow, that put a big smile on my face.
Yes.
I was clapping in my heart. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. For She Marketplace, it was built on Miss Fashion Week, which is 501c3 that focuses on number 3 and number 5 of United Nations Sustainable Global Goal. And that's women's well-being and gender equality. One of our missions is to raise generations of strong daughters.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's right.
We're on a mission together.
Yes, that's my daughter right there.
Yes. So on your journey as a daughter, as a woman, what are the challenges you experienced? How did you build your self-esteem and self-confidence?
My brothers. It's really
right.
crazy that my
Yes.
brothers have a huge impact on my self-esteem. Because believe it or not, my sisters were not. Sometimes it's really strange, but I was told more that I can't do something and I should be quiet. Oh, don't sing, be quiet. More from them, from the females, than it was from the males.
Wow.
And sometimes it's very strange who can really impact you more, And my brothers were a strong foundation in the, wow, I love what you're doing. You can really do it. Keep doing it. I would climb with them in trees, like when they climb in trees, I would climb with them because I was like, I can do that, So aside from just being a tomboy, I also felt I could do anything, because they tell me, yes, you can. As you get older, you start to realize that people put importance in that and they feel like, hey, this is important. And then you start to be more aware of your body and your surroundings. And wait, men like this more and this less. But it has never impacted me in a way that I changed anything about myself, my body or anything. I mean, everything is natural except my extension because I just love my hair.
Yeah. Wow. You are
But when it
blessed.
comes to
You are blessed.
body image and all that,
Yeah.
I also feel like I have unconsciously you do it. You take care of yourself. And I
Right,
think
yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
never felt less about
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
And I've never done drugs in my life, ever.
Right.
And I've seen it around me when I was modeling
Yeah.
and in the whole industry. And
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was to be drunk because I
Right.
was never drunk.
Well, one of the things that like I admire about you so much is your confidence, but the other side of that, because some people are confident and they're just cocky. That's not you. You're confident, but you're
Humble.
extremely humble.
Yeah.
How did you learn to manage that balance? Because it is a balancing act.
Ooh, I don't know.
That's a fair answer.
The thing is, yes, because I feel confident. When I talk
Right.
about things, I feel like it is coming from me,
Yes.
you know?
So you know who you are.
Because, yes. And I've learned to love everything that I talk about. I learned to love everything about me. It's really crazy, but even when I was growing up, I grew up a lot with my brother Winston because we're almost the same age. So even growing up, I felt like we loved being good people.
Yeah.
It feels strange, but I love being a good person. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was important when somebody said, "Great job, that was so good what you just did." I liked it. It was okay for me for not being bad, or I have to be part of the bad thing. No, I just didn't like that. It wasn't really me. I don't have to be. I will be bad, but I know I have to be bad. But it's not because somebody forces me and feels, you know. So yeah, maybe that's where the humble part comes in, because I've always loved being a good person.
I still feel like it goes back to the foundation that your family
Absolutely.
instilled in you. You know,
Absolutely.
Sure.
that foundation is so strong. You
And
know,
I'm a daddy's girl, and my dad
Yeah,
is the best
yeah.
human being I've ever met in my life.
wow.
Having the family dynamic is a blessing, and there's a lot of girls and even little boys that grow up and they grow up in a broken home and they see mom and dad fight. They don't have the stability. So I mean, it's what a blessing that is, because you
It
have
is.
that value system ingrained in you.
I really did. And trust me, I've seen my mom and my dad fight too. You know, there was moments where I go like, oh my Lord. I am a strong daddy's girl, so I'm always on daddy's side, and I don't think my mom always liked it. But he was I don't know how to explain. My mom was a tough one. You know what I'm saying? My dad was letting things go. Let me just let it go. Okay, just get your way. You know what I'm saying? And it was he was so soft about things. He was so sweet about things. I was really drawn towards him. You know, so I love that sweet side of him. And also, for example, if I fall asleep in mommy's bed, sometimes I did it on purpose so he can pick me up and bring me to my room.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And he
yeah.
would do that like almost every night. If he, for example, was still in out, I would sneak in and sleep there so he would see me and pick me back up. It was almost like a routine that I loved so much because the bond I had with him, you know? And I still have with him. It is unbelievable that men basically put that confidence so much in me. You know, even for example, having boyfriends. I was very careful. You know, I was very careful especially when I was young. My brother wanted to kill everybody, so
Didn't you date Kid Rock though?
I did date Kid Rock.
How careful is that?
I know, right? But I was older then. But I have to tell you, Kid Rock was I don't know, it is really funny because Kid Rock is two different people to different people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
To me, I saw he is a very kind person. You can sit with him in a room. We talk about music, we sing, we go over lyrics, we go over that. A kind person is talking to you.
And you share a lot of common stuff as well because you're both, you know, entertainers.
Entertainers, music. He's a real musician. The guy is a real musician.
talent.
He's
Yeah.
a talent,
Yeah.
you know. And I know that a lot of people are in the industry, stay connected with him, stay friends with him because they know that kind side of him. You know, where for example, you feel sick, he will get you the tea with the mint and make sure that you feel better. That's the type of kind that I'm talking about.
So let's end with this show by you giving us one line of advice to the younger girls out there.
It's the simple thing, never give up.
There you go. Never give up. That's
Yeah.
a good one. I like that one. Yeah.
It's true though.
It's true. It's true.
And it really resonates with everyone.
Everyone, because a lot of people, they rather give up and say, okay, let me just stick with this. And it's more people than we can ever even imagine. Because some kids, you know, they grow up in like, let's say they grew up in a home where the mom and the dad 9 to 5, they do as best as they can, and then the kid is like, okay, this is as best as I can do because my mom and dad did it. Okay, let me also go do only that because then my mom and dad will be happy. But they don't realize, oh, there's so much out there.
So true. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really enjoy the conversations. I'm sure our audience will learn a lot from your experiences as well. And never ever give up. And I'm going to check out I'm Conchita as well. So when you get a chance, look it up. And they are on She Marketplace as well. See you next time.
See ya.